Okay, so very good morning to all of you. Good morning, everyone. Yes, good morning. Hmm. Are the voice and screen clear? All okay? Hmm. All okay? Yes, all right. Fine. Okay, fine. So in today's lecture, we'll start with a new chapter, current electricity. Okay, and on this Sunday there will be test on capacitor. Okay, so solve the module of the capacitor and the additional questions which are already available with you. Okay, even you can refer the revision book also. Revision book also contains the chapter called as electrostatics. In that it contains the examples of capacitor. Okay, that also you can refer, or additional questions on the link are also available, that also you can refer. Okay, for the capacitors. So solve the module as well as the additional questions. Okay, fine. So write down the heading as current electricity. Okay, the first point is current electricity. In that, the first point is what is conductor. Okay, so write down along with me. Okay, initial lecture, so we have to make some notes initially. Okay, now we will be dealing with the moving charges. Okay, and moving charges will produce the electric current. So current electricity, that's the name of the chapter 3 in the module number 3. Okay, so the first point is what is conductor, second is what is insulator, and third is semiconductor. Okay, so you people write down, I will dictate. First make a note about conductor. First make a note about conductor or conductors. Write down. Conductors are the materials. Keep on making a note. Conductors are the materials. Conductors are the materials in which outer electrons of each atom, in which outer electrons of each atom or molecules, each atoms or molecules, you can write outer electrons of each atoms or molecules are weakly bound to it, are weakly, weak, are weakly bound to it. So outer electrons are weakly bound to the atom or the molecule. Okay, so they can very easily leave the atom or the molecule. Conductors are the materials in which outer electrons of each atoms or molecules are weakly bound to it. Full stop. These electrons are free to move. These electrons are free to move. These electrons are free to move throughout the body of material. Throughout the body of material. Okay. Throughout the body of material. These are the atoms or the molecules, you can say, and the outermost electrons are loosely bound to the atoms. These electrons, these dots are electrons, these are free to move. Okay, these dots or electrons are free to move. Dot indicates electrons. This symbol indicates atoms. These electrons are free to move throughout the body of the conductor or the material, throughout the body of the conductor or material. Okay, fine. These electrons are called as free electrons. They are not bound. They are not bound. They are not bound to the parent atom. They can wander here and there. They can move here and there. Okay, inside the body of the material. Okay. These are called as free electrons. These are called as free electrons. These are called as free electrons. Free means free to move. Free means free to move. Okay. Then keep on writing. When such a material is placed, when such a material is placed, when such a material is placed in an electric field, when such a material is placed in an electric field, when such a material is placed in an electric field, what will happen? Let us use a positive plate here. Let us use a negative plate here, negatively charged plate here. Electric field will be from the higher potential to lower potential. So electric field will be like this. Electric field will be like this. External electric field I am talking about. Okay. Now what will happen? These electrons, these are negatively charged, right? Electrons are negatively charged. So it's a negative charge. Negative charge experiences force in the opposite direction of electric field. Negative charge experiences force in the opposite direction of electric field. So all these electrons will experience a force in the direction opposite to the electric field. Okay, so write down. When such a material is placed in an electric field, free electrons move in a direction, free electrons move in a direction opposite to the field. Yes, these free electrons move in a direction opposite to the field. These free electrons move in a direction opposite to the field. This is electric field. External electric field. We are not talking about net field or induced electric field. No, we are just talking about external electric field. If you place a metal in an external electric field, what will happen? Electrons in that metal will be drifted or will be pushed in the direction opposite to the electric field. They will experience a force in the direction opposite to the electric field. They will move in a direction opposite to the electric field. If it is a positive charge, it experiences force in the direction of electric field. If it is a negative charge, it experiences force in the opposite direction of electric field. Up to this, reply me in the chat box, clear and written. What are conductors? Clear and written. So conductors are the materials in which the outer electrons are loosely bound to the atoms of the molecules. These electrons are free to move in the material, in the body of the material. These electrons are called as free electrons. And when the external electric field is applied, these electrons experience a force, or these electrons move in a direction opposite to the electric field. Okay, fine, that's it. Such materials are called as conductors. Complete the note. Such materials are called as conductors. Or we have just started with the word, the conductors are the materials in which. So no need to write that statement also. Or you can just make a note completion as such materials are called as conductors. Such materials are called as conductors. Now make a note for insulators. Make a note for insulators. Insulators. They are also called as dielectrics. Dielectrics. Write down the materials in which free electrons are not present. फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर नॉट प्रेजेंट, फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन असली काही कॉन्सेप्ट नाही आहे. The materials in which free electrons are not present, comma, all the electrons, all the electrons, all the electrons are bound to, they are not free, they are bound. All the electrons are bound to parent atom or parent molecule. All the electrons are bound to parent atom or parent molecule. Okay, the materials in which there are no free electrons, comma, all the electrons are bound to, all the electrons are bound to parent atom or molecule, parent atom or molecule, parent atom or molecule are called insulators, are called insulators or dielectrics, are called insulators or dielectrics. Okay, are called insulators or dielectrics, full stop. In presence of external electric field, write down in short EXT for external, ELE for electric. In presence of external electric field, in presence of external electric field, in presence of external electric field, electrons may slightly shift in the direction opposite to electric field. Electrons in the presence of external electric field, electrons may slightly shift in the direction opposite to electric field, but they do not leave, but they do not leave parent atom or molecule, but they do not leave parent atom or molecule, but they do not leave parent atom or molecule. Okay, they slightly shift, but they do not leave the parent atom or molecule. So you cannot develop current. Current means flow of charges. There cannot be flow of charges in the insulators. There cannot be flow of charges in the insulators. But there can be flow of charges in the conductors. There can be flow of charges in the conductors. Okay, full stop. Third, up to this reply me in the chat box, clear and written. CW. इथपर्यंत सांगा बाळा. Good. And one more thing, I am expecting all of you to submit your daily module and board homework on the group. Okay, on the same day. This you are not doing. I think I am repeating this third time now. And now I am serious, okay? That certainly means you are definitely breaking the continuity of the study. And that's definitely not allowed. Third point, semiconductors. Okay, write down. Semiconductors are the materials. Semiconductors are the materials. Semiconductors are the materials. Semiconductors are the materials which behave which behave what is the spelling of behave? Let it be, doesn't matter. Semiconductors are the materials which behave like insulators, at low temperature, at low temperature, and and at high temperature, and at high temperature some electrons become free to move. At high temperature some electrons become free to move, but the number of electrons available are very small or very less in count, very small compared to number of electrons in conductors, compared to number of free electrons in conductors. So the name semiconductors. So the name semiconductors. म्हणून त्यांचं नाव काय आहे बाळांनो? Semiconductors. So the name semiconductors. At low temperatures they will not conduct. They behave as if they are insulators. There are no free electrons at low temperatures. But at high temperature some electrons become free to move. They are available for the conduction. Okay, at higher temperature some electrons become free to move. Okay, they are available for the conduction. Okay, but the number of electrons which are available for the conduction, even at high temperature, even at very high temperature, those number of electrons which are available in semiconductors are very less in count compared with the conductors. Okay, so at low temperature they are insulators, but at high temperature they are not conductors. At high temperature they are not conductors. The number of electrons which are available are in between insulators and the conductors, and therefore the name is semiconductor. Reply me in the chat box, agree, disagree. Don't say that at higher temperature they are conductors. No. At higher temperature they are not conductors. At higher temperature, number of electrons which are available are very less compared with the conductors. Conductor पेक्षा फार कमी electrons आहेत त्यांच्याकडे, म्हणून यांना नाव काय दिले? Semiconductors. They are not full conductors. They are semiconductors. Okay, fine. आणि गंमत अशी आहे, now in conductors who is a charge carrier? Electron is a charge carrier. In conductor who is the charge carrier? Electron is a charge carrier. Okay, that we already know, sir. But in semiconductors, when electron becomes available for the conduction, in semiconductors when electron becomes available for the conduction, how it can become available for the conduction? Only when it becomes free from the parent atom. Only if it becomes free from the influence of the parent atom. But when it becomes free from the influence of the parent atom, this is the parent atom and this was the electron, let's say. Now this electron at high temperature will become free from the influence of the parent atom. This electron has become free. That is a free electron. which is available for the conduction now, which can contribute for the flow of charges, which can contribute for the current. So this electron has become available. Okay, but when this electron becomes available, it creates a vacancy, absence of electron. It creates a vacancy, absence of electron here. So this absence of electron is called as hole. This absence of electron in the semiconductor is called as hole. Okay, and this is a free electron. This is a free electron. This is a semiconductor. This is the situation of semiconductor. This is the parent atom. This is the bound electron. This is called as bound electron. This is called as bound electron. It cannot move. So it is called as bound electron. It is called as bound electron. But this bound electron, when it becomes free electron, it leaves a vacancy, absence of electron. Okay. So that absence of electron is called as hole. And let me tell you one fact that you have to for time being remember, that these free electrons can very easily move anywhere in the body of the material. Similar to that, these holes can also move from one parent atom to another parent atom to another parent atom to another parent atom. So these holes also have mobility. These holes can also move. So these holes can also contribute to flow of charges. How? That we will learn in the chapter called as semiconductors. But in semiconductors, both electron as well as absence of electron as well as holes can contribute for flow of electricity. So right, the electrons when become free become free they create they create a hole. They create a hole, that is absence of electron. इथनं गायब झाला, इथं आला ना electron has moved from this point to this point. So at this point there will be vacancy of electron, absence of electron, that will create a hole. Both electrons and holes both electrons and holes can contribute to flow of charges, means current. Can contribute to, let me write it here, can contribute to flow of charges, or simply flow of charge. Flow of charge means current. सेमीकंडक्टर मध्ये करंट कुणाकुणामुळे असतो? इलेक्ट्रॉन्स as well as absence of electron as well as hole. In metals it is only because of electrons. In insulators there is no current. In insulators there is no current. In conductors the current is because of electrons. In semiconductors current is because of both electrons, flow of electrons as well as flow of holes. Motion of electrons as well as motion of holes. How these holes can move, that we will discuss in the chapter called as semiconductor. What if the electron comes under the influence of some other atom? It has sufficient energy. If this electron has sufficient energy to break the influence of this atom, it will be free from influence of any other atom also. Okay, no need to worry about that. It is free from the influence of any other atom. It is not a bound electron, it is free electron. It has sufficient amount of energy that it is not in the influence of the any atom. Actually every atom, if it is a semiconductor case or if it is a conductor case, if the electron has become free, it means that it is capable of overcoming the influence of given atom. If it is able to overcome the influence of given atom, it can overcome the influence of any other atom also. Next, Write down electric current. Next definition we are going to write for electric current. Types of material based on flow of charges or based on whether they conduct electricity or not. Based on that we saw conductors, insulators and semiconductors. Semiconductor is a separate chapter, that there we will deal with electrons and holes combiningly. In this chapter we will specifically deal with the conductors only, not even insulators. Okay, so write down electric current and current density. Okay, first of all write down electric current. Write down the heading as electric current. Electric current. Okay. Write down the definition of current. When there is a transfer of charge, when there is a transfer of charge, just keep on writing. These are initial lectures, so you have to keep on writing. When there is transfer of, when there is transfer of charge, when there is a transfer of charge from one side of area, one side of area to other side, one side of area to other side, we say there is electric current through the area. We say there is electric current through the area. We say there is electric current through the area. We say there is electric current through the area. We say there is electric current through the area. So let's say this is the area and the charge was initially here, now it is here. It means through this area there is a flow of charge. There is a flow of charge. So through this area there is a current. Through this area there is a current. Okay. Through this area there is a current. All right. This is the area. Okay. And charge has crossed this area. Charge has crossed this area means there is a flow of charge from this area, okay, or across this area. So there is a current through this area. There is a current through this area. Okay. What is the formula of current? What is the formula of current or average current? Write down average current. Average current through given area. Average current through an area, average current through an area is equal to I is equal to delta Q, charge flown through the area divided by time required to flow that charge. Delta Q is the charge flown across the area. Charge flown across the area. Charge flown across the area means area ला cross करून किती charge पुढे गेला. Charge flown across the area and delta T is the time required. Is the time required to cross that entire charge. तो सगळा charge किती वेळात cross झाला. Time required delta T. Okay. Instantaneous current you can write at given instance of time. Instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. You can also write instantaneous current as again as I also, no problem. Or you can write this as capital I, this as small I, no problem. Instantaneous current is at given instance of time, take a very small time interval dq. In that time, take a very small time interval dt. In that dt time interval, check what is the charge transferred. A very small amount of charge dq will be transferred divided by dt. divided by dt. So instantaneous current is dq by dt. Average current is overall charge flown upon overall time taken. And instantaneous current is at given instance of time, assume a very small time interval dt. In that small time interval dt, check what is the charge flown. It will be very small charge dq. So dq upon dt is the instantaneous current, the current at given time instance. This is the formula for current at given time instance, dq by dt. dq by dt. Okay. Reply in the chat box up to this clear and written. Next, unit of current. Sometimes some people write this formula like this also. Okay, q upon t, but still this time is t interval, not a time instance. T time interval. Q is the total charge flown. Okay, so current is equal to, write this once again, charge flown upon time taken. You can take units on both the sides. Unit of charge divided by unit of time. Unit of charge is coulomb. Let me write complete name first. COULOMB, coulomb. Unit of time is second. Unit of time is second. So coulomb upon second, you can call it as capital C upon S, less coulomb upon second. But coulomb upon second is called as ampere. So unit of current is equal to coulomb upon second, but people call it as ampere, capital A. If you want to write the name of scientist, complete name of scientist, it must start with a small letter, ampere. Ampere is the name of scientist. And current is one of the 7 fundamental quantities. There are 7 fundamental quantities: length, mass, time, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity, temperature, amount of substance, luminous intensity, and the last is electric current, not heat current, electric current, not any other type of current, not water current. It is electric current, flow of charge. These are the 7 fundamental quantities: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, and current is one of the fundamental quantities, one of the 7 fundamental quantities. 7 पैकी एक fundamental quantity electric current है. And ampere is one of the 7 fundamental units. 7 fundamental units कुठले कुठले आहेत? Length ला meter, mass kg, time second, temperature Kelvin, amount of substance mole, luminous intensity candela, CD, candela, electric current ampere. Note that coulomb is not a fundamental unit. Coulomb is not a fundamental unit. Ampere is the fundamental unit. Ampere is the fundamental unit. Many students write coulomb as a fundamental unit, which is a mistake. Electric current is a fundamental unit, or current is a fundamental quantity, and ampere is the fundamental unit. Okay, ampere is the fundamental unit. Okay, fine. So that was the definition of current, average current and instantaneous current. Then write the next definition. Current density. Current density. Current density. What is current density? Symbol is capital Z. Symbol is capital Z. Let me check whether they have used capital J or small z. Okay, they have used small z. All right, no problem as such. But Z is a letter reserved for the current density. Okay, always remember. Z is a letter which we reserve for current density. All right, no problem. It's a vector quantity. All right, it's a vector quantity. Z cap. Rather Z bar. Rather saying Instead of saying j cap, we will say, instead of saying j cap, we will say j bar. Okay, current density, it's a vector quantity. Write down, write down. Current density, current flowing, current flowing, current flowing, current flowing per unit, per unit perpendicular area is called current density. Current, CUR short form. Here onwards for current I will be writing CUR as a short form. Okay, or you can write it like this, current density. For density, DEN, that is also enough. Current flowing per unit perpendicular area is called as current density. Okay sir, fine. So let's say, let us write the small area ds, or in the book they have taken area as delta s. Okay, so through area delta s, through area delta s, let's say the area vector is, first of all let me draw the area vector. Don't take delta s at given point, it is a concept at given point. Okay, current density is a concept which is applicable at given point, just like charge density. Charge density at given point, at given point you assume some volume, so charge per unit volume. So at given point you have to assume a point area. A point area will be ds bar, point area will be ds bar. This is the ds bar. At that point, let's say whatever the current is there, let's say the current is flowing in the rightward direction at that position, that's the current I. So what you have to do is this, do not resolve current, don't resolve current, resolve the area, resolve the area. This area shall become perpendicular to the current. So we have to resolve the area. When this area becomes perpendicular to current, the area vector will become parallel to current. So let's write this angle theta here. So now I can write, you can of course resolve the area. If you resolve the area vector ला बाळांनो resolve करा. area कसा पाहिजे, current ला perpendicular. Area is right now like this, area should be perpendicular to current. Don't resolve current, don't make resolution of current. By definition it is this, area should be made perpendicular. Okay, you will observe it mathematically, you will observe it. Okay, now when this area becomes perpendicular to current, the area vector becomes parallel to the current. Area is perpendicular to current, area vector will become parallel to current. So current density is current per unit perpendicular area, current per perpendicular area. So let's make area perpendicular. When you make area perpendicular to the current, the area vector becomes parallel. So area vector becomes parallel means component of this component of this ds will be ds cos theta. That will be equal to ds cos theta. Okay, and that's the definition of current density. That's the definition of current density. Okay, if you want you can write the current also now. Current through given area is equal to J into ds into current per unit area into area. Current per unit area into your area, perpendicular area. But sir, current density is a vector quantity, area can be taken as a vector quantity, magnitude of first vector, magnitude of second vector, cos of angle between them. Now you will say, sir, what is the direction of the current density? Current density is always in the direction of current, not in the direction of area. Current density is always in the direction of current. So current density J bar is in the direction of current. Area vector ds bar is like this. So magnitude of first vector into magnitude of second vector into cos of angle between them. So it's a dot product, sir. Yes, it is J bar dot ds bar. That's the current through a small area ds. Current through a small area ds is equal to J bar dot ds bar. Current through the small area ds is J bar dot ds bar. It's a dot product of current density and area vector. It is a dot product of current density and area vector. Up to this, reply me in the chat box, clear and written. Okay. All right. So, sir, if the area is not small, if the area is large like this, then sir, how to find out overall current through this area? So write down. At each and every point you have to consider ds, all such ds. Okay. And current through entire area you have to then figure out. Okay. छोट्याशा एरिया मधला छोटासा एरिया वेक्टर ds इतने गेला छोटासा करंट I, a small current, a small area ds, and over entire area, if you want to find out the current, then you have to consider all such ds, and current through all such ds, you have to integrate. So write down current through total area, current through total area, let us call that as capital I, which will be equal to integration of I. What is integration of I? What is integration as it is? What is I? I is a current through small area ds. It is equal to dot product of J bar and area vector, J bar dot ds bar. It is a dot product of J bar and ds bar. Okay, fine, no issues. If J bar is uniform, current density, प्रत्येक point ला current density constant है, constant in magnitude, constant in direction, then this can be taken out of the integration also. If J bar, that is current density, J bar means what? Current density is uniform. Uniform means constant at all points, constant in magnitude, constant in direction. If current density is uniform, at all points, and area is perpendicular to, आणि area पण कसा आहे, area is perpendicular to current density, area is perpendicular to current density, म्हणजे area vector parallel झाला, area perpendicular झाला, area perpendicular, this is the current density, area is perpendicular, area perpendicular means area vector parallel, and the area is perpendicular to current density. In that case काय काय करता येईल? In that case, total current I through the given area, the situation will be like this. Try to understand. You have a uniform current density. And you have the area which is perpendicular to the current density. Means the overall area vector, total area vector is, let's say, S bar. Small area vector is ds bar. All such ds will be present here. But current density is uniform at all the points, and the area is perpendicular to the current density. In that case, the total current through this area will be equal to this integration as it is, but this J cap is a constant, can be taken out of integration. J bar is a constant taken out of integration, or what you can write is this integration magnitude of first vector into magnitude of second vector into cos of angle between them. Now all ds, all the ds and all the J bar both are in same direction. At all the points, ds bar and J bar both are in the rightward direction. So angle between them is 0. And this J is a constant, can be taken out of integration. Integration of ds will be as it is, cos 0 is plus 1. And this ds is equal to ds integration of this ds will be equal to s. This can also be the special case. Up to this, reply in the chat box, clear and written. बताओ. Special case. Theta 0 असण्याची special case बाळ. Area vector is rightward, current density rightward. Angle between area vector, all the ds are in the rightward direction. All the J bar in the rightward direction. Angle between them 0. Check करा, समजतंय का? Is this the same case generally present in wires? What do you want to say? पहिल्या लेक्चरला जनरली ही अडचण होते. तुम्हाला काय म्हणायचं ते मला समजत नाही. You want to say that in case of wire at all points, is this going to be the case that everywhere current density is uniform? Over this area current density you will find uniform. Over this area current density you will find uniform. Here it will be J1, here it will be J2, here it will be J3. Here area is S1, here area is S2, here area is S3. Just like volume flow rate is conserved, just like that charge flow rate is conserved, because charge is never stored at any cross section. It is simply crossing the given cross section and it's moving ahead. Okay, so current which is present here, yes, you can write J1 S1. So yes, you can say that over this cross section J1 is a uniform. So J1 S1 is the current at this cross section, must be equal to J2 S2, must be equal to J3. It is just like A1 V1 equal to A2 V2 equal to A3 V3. Okay, is equal to J3 S3, because that is the current, and current must be same at each cross section. Current must be same at each cross section. Is that okay? Is विचारायचं होतं का? Yes, okay. Just like the heat flow rate, just like the volume flow rate, fluid mechanics, A1 V1 equal to A2 V2 equal to A3 V3. Volume flow rate at each cross section is same. Just like that, charge flow rate means current. Charge flow rate at each cross section is same. J1 S1 equal to J2 S2 equal to J3 S3, because charge is not stored at anywhere. Okay, at any point charge is not stored. Okay. Now let me ask you one question. What is the direction of current density? I already answered this question. What is the direction of current density? What is the direction of current density? It is equal to the direction of current. Okay, Always remember, it is equal to the direction of current. Okay, it means that current has direction. Okay, it means that current has direction, but still current is not a vector quantity. Current has direction, but still has current is not a vector quantity, because when we say current in the conductor, let's say we have a wire like this. When we say current in the conductor, let's say we have wire like this. Here the direction of current is like this. In the same direction there will be the current density, no problem, no issues. But at this point or at this cross section, current will be like this and current density will be like this. Okay, now this current density is a concept at given point. Current density is a concept at given point. So it's a perfect vector. It has absolutely no problem with that. Current density is a vector quantity. But current you cannot say vector quantity because same current is flowing everywhere. The same physical quantity which is available here has this direction. The same physical quantity which is available here has different direction, and currents cannot be added by the law of vector addition. Okay. For example, this current plus this current will not be equal to under root I1 square plus I2 square. Okay, current cannot be added with the laws of vector addition. So certainly it's not a vector. Certainly it's not a vector. Are you getting this? Reply me in the chat box. Current, why current is not a vector? It has direction. Its direction will be along the conductor, its direction will be along the conductor, but current cannot be added vectorially. Okay, current cannot be added vectorially, so it's not a vector. Okay, तुमचा तो नेहमी वाला vector नहीं है, but still the current has direction. Okay, so these operations are not possible with current. Vector operations are not possible with the current. Okay, sir, no problem, no issues. So write down just note points. I will come to the chat box later. Just keep on writing these things. Direction of current density. Direction of current density. Direction of current density is equal to direction of current is equal to direction of current. But note that current do not follow, current does not follow, current does not follow the laws of vector addition. So it's not vector. It has direction, but it's not a vector. Okay, it does not follow the laws of vector addition, so don't call it as vector. Now let me check the chat box. It means that every dx distance charge is different. It means that every distance dx charge is different. म्हणजे काय रे बाळ? आकाश बोल. What do you want to say? काय म्हणायचंय तुला? Charge is guided through the conductor. Charge is guided through the conductor. If this is the conductor, here it is flowing like this, here it is flowing like this, here it is flowing like this, like this, like this. It is guided through the conductor. So current is changing its direction as per the flow of, or as per the direction of flow of charge. Okay. Now what do you want to say? At every distance dx charge is different. म्हणजे प्रत्येक ठिकाणी चार्ज वेगवेगळा आहे म्हणजे doesn't carry any sense. The current, you can assign the direction of current at given point. You can assign the direction of current at given point. At given point, you can assign the direction of current. No issues. And the current is not following the laws of vector addition. Definitely, you cannot just do the vector addition with the current. Okay, just like that, Pythagoras. First current is like this, second current is like this. What is the net current at this point? No, you cannot do under root I square plus j square. No, you cannot do that. Okay, at this point, first current is like this, second current is like this. You cannot do the vector addition to find out the net current. No, that's not possible. So current is not a vector quantity. That's what I was saying. Okay, fine. In the first two lectures, have some patience. Okay. From the next lectures until the last lecture, you can definitely debate with me. So that let me first make you able to understand and visualize the things as they are. That जशा आहेत तशा पहिल्यांदा समजून घ्या. And then we will question over that. Okay, आणि मग आपण त्याला प्रश्न विचारू. Initially थोडंसं believe करावं लागेल तुम्हाला. Okay, from the first lecture you cannot say I will not believe anything. I will simply question everything. No, that's not the case. That's not the exact teaching learning process. That's something different. I think I have repeated this so many times. You will come to know about the things only when initially you accept the things as they are, and only then you will understand what people want to say. Okay, slowly. That's a slow process. It takes around 1 or 2 lectures. First 1-2 lectures we have to spend over that. Fine. And when we solve examples, the things automatically get clear. Okay. All right. Let us solve few examples. Let us solve few examples. Gradually, this whiteboard is turning into blackboard. Then, sir, use the white ink, right? Question number 1. Q is equal to a charge through the given cross section is given as Q is equal to 2t square plus 3. Find the current at t equal to 2 seconds. I equal to question mark at t equal to 2 seconds. A very simple question. Instantaneous current at given instance of time is asked. So instantaneous current is dq by dt, means d by dt of q. So d by dt of what is q? So it is 2t square plus 3. Find out the derivative first. Don't put the value of time directly. First find out derivative. Only then you have to put the value of time. Don't put value of time directly. First find out derivative, then put the value. These two outside the derivative. D by dt of t square plus derivative of each term can be found separately. D by dt of 3. 2 as it is. Derivative of t square is 2 times t. We have done this so many times. Derivative of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. X square derivative 2x. T square derivative 2t. Derivative of constant is 0. Answer is here 4t. So current at t is equal to 2 seconds. Current at t is equal to 2 seconds. Is equal to 4 into 2. 4 into 2, that will be equal to 8. Unit of current is ampere, capital A. Unit of current is ampere, capital A, 8 ampere. Now let me tell you one fun fact. 8 ampere is a very large current, okay? 8 ampere is a very large current. It's a huge current. Okay. When I was in engineering, when we were dealing with the electronic circuits, if there is 8 ampere current in our circuit, that means our circuit is destroyed. Okay, कुठेतरी शॉर्ट सर्किट झालंय, 8 एम्पियरचा करंट गेलाय म्हणजे आमचं सर्किट ऑलरेडी जळालेलं आहे. Okay, we generally dealt with the currents like 1 ampere, or 1 ampere or 100 milliampere or 500 milliampere, like that. Of course we can deal with these currents, no doubt, but these are generally high currents. कशाला जास्त कशाला कमी म्हणायचं कळलं पाहिजे, हळूहळू कळेल. ओके. 8 ampere. मोबाईल बॅटरी बघितली तुम्ही, मोबाईल बॅटरी, the rating of the mobile battery is given like this: 5000 milliampere hour. Milliampere hour, 5000 milliampere hour. Okay, what does that mean? That simply means like this: milliampere, see, M is small, A is capital, H is small, mAh. Milli you can write it as 10⁻³ ampere as it is, hour as it is. Okay, what does this mean? 5 ampere hour, what does that mean? The given battery can provide the current of 5 ampere and it will be over, the battery will be fully discharged within 1 hour. For 1 hour it can continuously provide the 5 ampere current and then it will be fully discharged, but initially it must be fully charged. This is how the rating of the battery is given. Okay, मग एका तासात बॅटरी संपते. If you are using so many applications, so for so many applications you need so many electronic circuits, electronic devices working in the background. So for that you need large amount of current, so you may drain out the battery immediately. Okay, that's how battery rating is given. Fine sir, that's it. Okay, next question number 2. Just keep on listening to the things. Okay, next question number 2. An electron beam. Okay, there is a beam of electron. Electron is a charged particle and there are so many charged particles moving in same direction. When many charged particles are moving in the same direction, we call it as beam. Okay, an electron beam has an aperture of, aperture means area of 1 millimeter square. So let's say this is the electron beam. Okay, a cylindrical shape you can assume, all the electrons are moving in the rightward direction. Let's see. The area of the aperture, cross sectional area of the aperture is 1 millimeter square. Okay, you are given an electron beam, so many electrons will be there and everyone is moving in the rightward direction. Thousands and crores of electrons in the form of beam are moving in the rightward direction. All right, just like water particles, so many water particles form a water current, so many charged particles will give you electric current. Okay, an electron beam has an aperture means area of 1 millimeter square. A total of 6 into 10⁻10 electrons go through any particular cross section per second. Number of electrons crossing per second. Number of electrons crossing per second, any given cross section. Okay, how many electrons are crossing any given cross section per second? Number of electrons per second. Number of electrons crossing per unit time or per second is equal to 6 into 10⁻10. These many electrons per second. Okay, no problem. Find the current and the current density in the beam. Find out the current because of the beam and find out the current density in the beam. Okay, fine. Current and current density. To find out current, we have to find out charge flown per unit time across any cross section. Charge flown per unit time म्हणा किंवा चार्ज पर युनिट टाइम ला 1 सेकंड म्हटलं तरी चालतंय. सो चार्ज पर 1 सेकंड म्हणा or charge per unit time म्हणा, no problem. So let us try to find out current. How to find out current? Sir, to find out current, write down charge flown upon time taken. Okay, how to find out charge flown? To find out charge flown, we have number of electrons flown per second. We have number of electrons flown per second. So can I write charge flown per second is equal to number of electrons per second into charge on single electron? Tell me yes or no. Charge flown per second, or simply second forget about it. Total charge flown is equal to number of electrons flown into charge on single electron. Total charge flown is equal to number of electrons flown into charge on single electron, and per second thing is as it is. Okay, but this is current, so therefore current is equal to number of electrons per unit time into charge on single electron. That's it. We want just numerical values, so forget about plus and minus. So it is given as 6 into 10 raised to 10, 6 into 10 raised to 10 multiplied by charge on single electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. That's the value of current. 16 into 6, I think it is 9.6. You just cross check me. Minus 19 plus 10 is minus 9. Current we are finding out, so it must be in ampere, and you know that 10 raised to minus 9 means nano. 10 raised to minus 9 means nano. Milli, micro, nano. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3, micro means 10 raised to minus 6, nano means 10 raised to minus 9, pico means 10 raised to minus 12, femto means 10 raised to minus 15, atto means 10 raised to minus 18. That's it. I think there are two more. Yocto 10 raised to minus 21, and Zeppo 10 raised to minus 24. Here you can have centi. Centi means 10 raised to minus 2. Deci. Check the spelling. I think it is SI or CI. I don't know. You just cross check. 10 raised to minus 1. And here you can have kilo, mega, giga, tera. Right? Am I right? Kilo, mega, giga, tera, peta, others. Here there will be iota, and here there will be zeta, right? For auto we have to cross check. Here there will be zeta. 10 raised to 3, mega means 10 raised to 6, giga means 10 raised to 9, tera means 10 raised to 12, peta means 10 raised to 15, 10 raised to 21, zeta means 10 raised to 24. इथं काय चेक करा जरा पटकन सांगा मला. And that you have to remember, okay? It is deci, DECI. I don't think so. Fine, no problem. You think so? I agree with you. Here, what is that? 10 raised to plus 18. Check. So here, what is the answer that I can write? 9.6. 10 raised to minus 9 means nano. This is ampere. Yes. These are some practical currents, right? These are some practical currents. 9.6 nano ampere. Electronic circuits, you can deal with these currents. What is here? दिलं असेल की तुमच्या नोटबुक मध्ये ऑलरेडी दिलं पण होतं. Fine. You just cross check. You can just search it out. Okay. Next. What is that? Exa. Okay. Exa. So 10 raised to 18. All right. Fine. So entire chart. Okay. The way I remembered it is this: decentimilli, kilo, hectodeca. Other things I just remember as they are: micro, nano, pico, femto, auto, yocto, zepto. Here all O. From micro, all O are present, and here from mega, all A are present. Only A are present. Mega to zeta, micro to zepto. Okay. This was something which I just forgot, but now I will remember it. Fine. So this is nano ampere, right? So is this question clear to all of you? We have to find out current density as well. We'll find out that. Up to this, is that clear? Reply in the chat box, clear and written. Is this question clear? Charge is equal to number of electrons flown into charge on single electron upon time. So number of electrons flown per unit time, that was already given. Okay. So now let us find out current density. But before that, electron is a negatively charged particle. Direction of current is a direction of flow of positive charge. If the electron is moving in the rightward direction, it means a negative charge is moving in the rightward direction. If the negative charge is moving in the rightward direction, it is equivalent to a same amount of charge moving in the negative direction. Moving in the leftward direction. And the direction of flow of current is by convention. There is no logic. Is by convention. No logic. Convention. Direction of current is direction of flow of positive charge. So if electrons are moving in the rightward direction, positive charge will be moving in the leftward direction. Electron in the rightward direction, positive charge in the leftward direction. So direction of current will be leftward. The direction of this current will be leftward. So write down in the bracket leftward. Direction of this current is leftward because electron beam and the electrons in that beam are moving in the rightward direction. All right. Now let us try to find out current density. That was a very simple task to find out current. And to find out current density, it is again a simple task. This cross sectional area is already given to you. That is equal to 1 millimeter square. Yes, sir. And the current you have just found out. What is that? It is 9.6 nano ampere. Now the current density at each and every point, it is not given as a function of area. Okay, it is so if it is not given as a function of area or not given as a function of space, then you will take it as a constant at each and every point. If not given, you will take current density uniform, and the area is already perpendicular to the current or current density. So no problem, you can directly write current density is equal to current divided by perpendicular area. Area is already perpendicular to current, so no worries, just keep on substituting in the equations, and this is going to be the most of the case problem. In most of the cases, area is always perpendicular to the current. So finding current density is never going to be a big deal. Divided by 1 millimeter square. Now milli can be written as 10 raised to minus 3. Then this meter, but this millimeter is to be squared. Don't forget. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3 meter, millimeter square. Area is 9.6. Sorry, current is 9.6. Area is 1 millimeter. 1 as it is. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3. Meter as it is to be squared. So 9.6 nano ampere. Now you can replace this nano by 10 raised to minus 6. Sorry, minus 9. That ampere as it is divided by this 10 raised to minus 3 into 2. Index of index is multiplication of index. Minus 3 into 2 is minus 6 meter square as it is. Minus 9 minus 6 cancel. That becomes minus 3 in the numerator. So 9.6 as it is. Let me write it here itself. 9.6 as it is into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 10. These many ampere per meter square. Now you can further figure out on your own. This in the numerator 9.6 into 10 raised to minus 4 ampere per meter square. That you can figure out. Reply in the chat box, clear and written. CW. The current was leftward, okay? The current was leftward. So show it like this, not in the rightward direction. And the current density will also be leftward. Direction of current. Okay. This point, try to understand. Direction of current is a direction of flow of positive charge. If positive charge moves in the rightward direction, current will be taken in the rightward direction. But electrons are negatively charged particles. Electrons are negatively charged particles. Let's say this is the battery. Let's say this is the resistor. Okay. Actually, in reality, electrons move like this. Electrons move like this. These are the electrons which are moving like this. But current is shown on the wire like this. Why? Because direction of current is direction of positive charge. Direction of current is direction of positive charge. If direction of current is direction of positive charge and electrons are moving like this anti-clockwise, then why we take current as clockwise? It means that when electrons moves anti-clockwise, minus E, minus E, minus E, when the negative charge moves anti-clockwise, it is equivalent to positive charge moving clockwise. So the current is taken clockwise. Similar to that, in the electron beam which was given to us, all the electrons were moving in the rightward direction. Now, if the negative charge is moving in the rightward direction, it is equivalent to the positive charge moving in the leftward direction. Negative charge right ला चाललाय म्हणजेच positive charge left ला चाललाय, and direction of positive charge is the direction of current, or direction of current is always the direction of positive charge, and it is opposite to the direction of negative charge. So current direction should be like this. Electrons are moving rightward, negative charge is moving rightward, so current must be taken as leftward direction. Now reply in the chat box. If there is any calculation mistake, you can you can just figure that out. I think someone was saying some calculation mistake. You can do that. This 10 was not there, right? 10 इथं नव्हता. It should be this and this. The 10 was extra. 10 raised to minus 6 only. That minus 6, minus 9, minus 3. That's it. That's the answer. Fine. Is that clear? Everyone replying in the chat box fast. Direction of current is direction of positive charge, or the opposite direction of negative charge, or the opposite direction of negative charge. Okay, fine. Next. All right. Now let us try to solve one more question. Question number 3. The 5 coulomb charge flows from A to B in 5 seconds. Find the direction of current. Okay. What is that? A simple question is that. Let's see what they try to ask. Five coulomb charge flows from A to B. Now this is a positive charge. The diagram is given A, B, some conductor is given. Okay. The conductor is not a superconductor, so it must be having some resistance. Okay. Might be so small, but it must be having some resistance. Find out the current and the direction. And the direction of current. This is a positive charge. Positive charge. See, directly on the wire, you cannot show the direction of flow of charge. On the wire, you can show only the direction of current. On the wire, you can show only the direction of current. Okay. So 5 coulomb charge is moving like this, A to B. It's a positive charge. So now I can show the direction of current rightward. On the wire, it is always the direction of current which is to be shown, and not the direction of motion of electrons or positive charge or negative charge. Always show the direction of current. But direction of current means direction of flow of positive charge. So positive charge moved like this. It is equivalent to negative charge moved like this. Minus 5 coulomb from B to A. Okay. And in कंडक्टर्स मध्ये रियालिटी मध्ये इलेक्ट्रॉन्स मूव्ह होत असतात. पॉझिटिव्ह चार्ज वगैरे कधीच मूव्ह होत नाही. सो इफ दिस इज अ कंडक्टर, देन इन रियालिटी it's electrons carrying a total charge of minus 5 coulomb have been moved from point B to A, developing a current is equal to charge flown upon time taken. The time taken is also given 5 seconds. So that will generate 5 coulomb upon 5 second. 5 coulomb per second. Coulomb per second is ampere. So that will generate a 1 ampere current, and the direction will be this. On the wire, we have shown the direction. That's it. Clear and written fast. Direction of current. तोच क्वेश्चन त्यांनी नेक्स्ट विचारला होता. जो क्वेश्चन तुम्हाला मागच्या पॉइंट मध्ये क्लिअर झाला, मागच्या क्वेश्चन मध्ये एक्झाम्पल मध्ये क्लिअर झाला, तोच त्यांनी परत इथे विचारला होता. They just wanted to check whether you know or not the direction of current is a direction of flow of positive charge or opposite to the flow of negative charge. Next, question number 4. A wire carries a current of 2 ampere. Wire carries a current of 2 ampere. Okay. Wire carries a current of 2 ampere. All right. What is the charge that has flowed through its cross section in 1 second? I is equal to Q upon T, implies Q is equal to IT. I ची व्हॅल्यू दिली आहे बाळांनो 2 एम्पियर, टाइम दिलाय बाळा 1 सेकंड, चार्ज किती येईल बाळा 2 कुलोम, चार्ज आहे ना कुलोम, कुलोम MB. चेक करा. That was very simple question. Reply in the chat box. Clear and written. The question is not complete yet. There is a second part to it. Find number of electrons corresponding to charge flow. जेवढा चार्ज फ्लो झाला त्याला करस्पॉन्डिंग नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स n इज इक्वल टू क्वेश्चन मार्क. आता काय नंबरच पाहिजे, पॉझिटिव्ह निगेटिव्ह काय प्रश्न नाही. सो कॅन आय राईट टोटल चार्ज इज इक्वल टू टोटल नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स into charge on single electron. Total charge is equal to total number of electrons flown. Charge flown is equal to number of electrons flown into charge on single electron. एकावरचा चार्ज एवढा आहे, n इलेक्ट्रॉन वरचा चार्ज n times e, that is a total charge. So n is equal to q upon e, q upon e, q upon e. Now q is equal to 2 divided by value of e in coulomb. It is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19. Now what is 1 upon 1.6? Fast. We all remember this 1 upon 1.6. What is that? 1 upon 1.6. This 10 raised to minus 19 will become 10 raised to plus 19. What is 1 upon 1.6? It's not 1.2. 1 upon 1.6. How to find 1 upon 1.6? One by 8, 0.125. 2 by 10 by 5, 10 by 2 is 5. 0.125 into 5, it is 0.625. Sorry, yes, it is 0.625, right? So 1 upon 1.6 is 0.625. See, 1 upon 1.6 कसं कॅल्क्युलेट केले बघा बाळांनो पटकन. आणि या स्पीडनं तुमचं पण कॅल्क्युलेशन व्हायला पाहिजे. आता लहान नाही आहात तुम्ही आता. Now I am here declaring officially that you are in the 12th standard. Okay, आता मी डिक्लेअर केलेलं आहे. हे कॅल्क्युलेशन तुम्हाला पटपट यायला पाहिजे. 10 by 16. 5. 1 upon 8 is 0.125. You already know it. 5 into 125. 500 plus 125 is 625. The point as it is 0.625. 0.625 into 2. That will be equal to what? 1.250, right? This multiplication that will become 1.250. 10 raised to minus 19 must have become plus 19. Minus 19 चा plus 19 झाला असता. Into 10 raised to plus 19. These many electrons must have flown in the given time. That was 1 second. Reply in the chat box. Clear and written. बघा मुलांनो, समजलं का? Fine. So now tell me, are the things taught in today's lecture clear to all of you? Fast, everyone. Expecting reply from each and everyone. Good. All clear. Good. Yes. So now you have to complete all the exercise 1 and exercise 2 problems of capacitor. Okay, capacitor मधले exercise 1 आणि 2 मध्ये जेवढे capacitor वाले problem होते ते आज complete करायचे आहेत. Okay, so that the remaining days you can solve the other questions related with the capacitor. जे काय बाकीचे questions आहेत, extra questions असतील, त्या आर्यनच्या बुक मध्ये असतील, मॉड्यूल सोडून म्हणालोय, मॉड्यूलचे तर आज करायचेच आहेत. त्यानंतर आर्यनच्या बुक मधले करा किंवा त्या लिंक वरचे करा आणि टेस्ट द्या. Okay, चलो बाय. Let me end this lecture. Have a very nice day and good day to all of you. चलो बाय.